time and ahead of time. Actually, let me move that fan. I thought it was in a better position than putting it over there. I wanted to move it so it wasn't really in view. Hi guys, I'm here. Going live tonight. It's 12 o'clock midnight my time, and I am in Nigeria still, in Lagos. Oh my god, it's wonderful. I love it out here. Just figured I would go live. Just went to dinner. Had a great dinner at a restaurant suggested by one of the developers, one of the condos I saw. He suggested that we go to Koi, so we went, and it was really, really good. It was a Japanese restaurant, like full-on Japanese. There was really nothing else to order there but Japanese food, which is a treat because I haven't had Japanese in a long while. So it was really nice, actually. Yeah. So I'm back home and relaxing myself, just getting ready to start packing and doing some things that I need to do in order to try and return back to the States. I don't know where I'll be. Maybe I'll be in New York. Maybe I'll be in Miami. Maybe I'll be in Baltimore. I don't know. But I do know this. One of the biggest lessons learned here is that none of this would be possible without my American salary. Like, if you think you're going to come to Africa and be amongst what would be considered the elite or the 1%, really you have to, have some perspective. What's so crazy? It looks like that painting is hanging. It looks like that painting. There we go. It's actually the camera, and it's actually this table. This wood is like bowed, so it actually looks like that painting is not straight. There we go. Better. Yeah. So being in Nigeria, I've learned a lot. I learned a lot about this place, but I've also learned a lot about how people think around here. I've been hanging out with some really great people, and one of the common denominators is just the way they talk about this place. Like, whereas I see this place as an amazing African country, the African giant, they have different perspectives. And one of the main things I keep hearing is just how difficult it is to get a high power job here. And then when you get it, just how hard you have to work to make basic money. And it's really not even enough to buy a home or to actually purchase any sizable investment here. All the people investing here are from the UK and from the United States. And that's just a figgy fact, guys. That is just a bendy fact. Everyone that is investing right here in Lagos is coming from abroad. The people that live here cannot afford it unless they're royalty, unless they have, royal ties and they can make some deals. They pretty much can't afford it. And so it just gave me a different perspective about how I spend my money out here and how I continue to build a name for myself in Nigeria. Because it's just, for me, it seems so easy to just go into the flyest places and do the best thing. But I'm not even just talking about clubs. I'm talking about lounges and restaurants. And I met very high-powered Nigerian people. Like, I was sitting across from, I guess, the third richest man in Nigeria. And let me see what his name is, actually. And let me see if I got his face. Oh, actually, yeah, that's who he is, Mike Adenuga. I know I'm saying that wrong. Let's see. I'm pretty sure it was Mike Adenuga. I'll tell you based off of the picture who it was, but let me just look him up real quick. Was it Abdul Salman? No, it was Mike Adenuga. Yes, and I know I'm saying it wrong. I'm sure it's like Adenuga or something like that. Someone's gonna teach me how to pronounce that man's name, and I'm not trying to disrespect him anyway, but he was literally I mean, people in a lot of service positions, but if you're looking for like that top finance slot, the director partner, there are only but so many of those slots here in Nigeria. So a lot of these men who are billionaires and multimillionaires have built their uh, wealth on developing their country, which is so inspirational to me. Like this is a place where black men are excellent here, even though they don't make a fourth or a fifth of what the billionaires make in New York or, um, you know, Chicago or any of the business capitals in the United States. And what I will say is that alongside a lot of these gentlemen, like literally, I was dressed very beautifully and just I felt so comfortable because I've spent my whole life working in finance in Manhattan. And I realized like this ain't nothing but a chicken wing. Like I'm doing what Becky does every day in Manhattan, except this time I'm Becky, right? Like this time I come and I get to be on the dates with the prominent men and the billionaire's son or whatever. And so what I will say is like it has been a pleasure, but it does hurt to know that our people are working so hard, like on an everyday basis. I mentioned to gentlemen that the GDP is up by 5.5% on an everyday basis. That doesn't impact the ordinary person. Um, the guy that runs the gym I go to, Go Fitness Center on Kasenla Road, um, he literally told me, like, yo, this is a great country. You like it? And that's kind of how he looked at me like, you like this place? Honestly, he can't afford to do anything. He makes less than $100 a month. And he works 6 days a week. And so I feel that there is a lot of exploitation at the top that's not allowing people to grow and that's not allowing people to be able to invest in their own country. And even though I come in out here and I get to be in the top positions as a young, beautiful black woman from New York, who actually is doing well in New York and as a result is doing extremely well here in Nigeria, it made me appreciate my American salary. Like I work hard. I have worked hard to even be in the position that I'm in, even though there's so much about corporate America that I cannot fucking stand. I mean, there's so much about it from exploitative hours to bureaucracy to having to report to white people all the time, especially when they're less excellent and less intelligent. Those things really upset me and frustrate me. But you know what the young man said to me? He said, well, what is the difference if you just go and give them what they want so you can get your money? Like if you have to put your weave on, if you have to put your suit on, like just go do that so you can get your dollar. In his mind, he's thinking like a Nigerian, like there's only been so many slots, go get the money. And in my mind, I'm thinking like an entitled American young woman, Black American woman who's worked my way into a certain career, knowing that I can always get a job, knowing that I can always start over. And the sheer facts is that that's not the case. There will be a day where I won't be able to start over. And so I'm committed. Also, my two friends that I've made here, one of them changes currency at the Lucky Mall, and another one is a real estate agent. Between the two of these people, they are young people that are dying to make a lot of, they love their country, but they want to understand why they work so hard and they can't make a dollar. They can't afford to buy anything. And so it's like they could afford to live they live nicely. One lives in Aniru Estates, the other one lives out in Igarte. And to be honest with you, they do well considering where they came from. They're kind of like how I came from the Bronx, bullshit Bronx, and propelled myself into a nice area in Brooklyn and saved my money and became somebody, they're becoming people as well. But what they want is they want the freedom to move around their own country and be able to purchase property and be able to actually do things that will impact their lives and make investments in their own country without feeling like they have to work like a slave. So I've decided that it is my duty to go back into corporate America, get what I deserve, and to put my people on, because at the end of the day, they deserve it. Like, let me not walk away from my career. Let me empower a couple of hardworking ass Africans to come to the States and get what's theirs. I mean, the young girl is 25 years old and the young man is 26 or 27, and they work so hard. Like, if it weren't for them, I wouldn't even have had the time I had. Seriously, like, thank you so much, Damilola, and thank you so much, Ianu, because the two of you guys have made this trip so fire. And I've learned so much about this place, and I've seen it from young business people's eyes. And that fire that I had in myself 6, 7 years ago before Skenzo passed away, I found that fire. And I'm also going to thank the young gentleman that took me out on that date. He knows who he is. And I will say, he treated me like an absolute queen, and everything he taught me, like, at a certain point, he just had to let me know. After we hung out the first 2 days, he had to let me know by the third day, like, you know, all this shit that I do for you, it seems like it's so easy, but it's not. I have to work so hard for what you comes so easy for you guys. And that's when I realized, like, oh shit, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the fact that I can go out and get that money every day. I'm grateful for the fact that all I do is clickety clack now because I'm remote. I'm grateful because it has empowered me to even travel to Africa. It has empowered me to even be able to take care of myself out here. Like, when I get tight on cash, I go into my Bitcoin account, I go into my Ethereum. When I get if Dami can come and work with me and do these real estate deals with me in Miami and New York, and she can get her money and be a property investor out here, let her come do that. I watch her. I've been working with her. Basically, I go with her around on some of her appointments. She was showing me some things that I might want to invest in, and then I ended up just like, yo, let me kick back with you in your appointment. She's like, yeah, come with me. I want you to meet my client. I want you to see how we do it out here. And I intend on bringing her out to New York and showing her how we do it out there. And what I realized is, like, let's be excellent together. Like, this is the click now. When I say I am repatriating Oshun, which is where Dami is from, she's from Oshun. I don't want to be living in the back of Oshogbo, Oshun, or whatever. I don't want to be living in Acacia. I want to be living on the island. And if I want to live on the island, then I got to save my money and make the proper investments. And I have already made the relationships with the people that count around here. So for me, Nigeria is a godsend for Black excellence. We can come here and we can do so much with our mid-level paychecks. Like, it's not like I don't make money. I make some, but at the same time, what I make is enough to invest over here and to really bring myself to the next level. And so I'm so grateful for the salary that I make in America. It's not to say that I hate everything about my corporate career. I think the bureaucracy is what I hate the most. I think the consistently reporting people that are not that talented is what I hate the most, but I can deal with it. Like Mr. said, what does it hurt for you to put on your weave and put on your suit and go get that money that you earned, that you deserved? You put your time into that career. And, he says he's on his way. This week, he should get some news about getting the deal for the microfinance bank, and I know he will get it because he is literally brilliant. Like, he's a brilliant man, and I think that he is so fire. So to be honest with you, when he sees how I just toss away my career like it never fucking mattered, when people are starving out here for jobs like that, it gave me another perspective to go out and get it. I'm back on my shit. I'm going back to the States. I'm going back to New York on my New York shit. About to get every dollar I fucking deserve because I'm good at my career. About to dust these bitches left and right. I come with a new renowned focus. I think like an African woman. I am coming to get my money so I can bring it back home, right here. Like, even the flat that I'm staying in, I've already been granted the permission to pretty much just rent this place long term. And my thing is, like, you can't do shit There is nothing you guys can do about Black excellence. You will not curtail me. You will not lock me into your New York City with your ridiculous rents. The rent I pay out there is about all I'm ever going to pay. I'm not going to pay a dollar more. I've decided that I don't really necessarily need to get a nicer apartment. My apartment is cool. I don't pay much. The next thing I buy out there, like young man said, instead of coming out here and blowing the bank on a high price condo out here, you get an investment that can make money out here. And you know what else you do? You get yourself a fixer upper in the States and you make that work for you. Because he noticed, he's a finance man, he knows that housing and shit has hit the ceiling. So I'm gonna have to go into different markets and get some different types of real estate. And I'm very prepared to do that. I've been thinking about this for months, for years now, for 2 years now. And I actually went as far as creating the spreadsheet last week for a list of properties that I can easily pick up in Baltimore. And I can't pick up more than like 2 properties. That's better than some people. And even if I gotta fix them up, I ain't paying nothing for them. So might as well. Like, after rolling around in the hoods of Nigeria, like being in Acacia and then being by Unilag and being in all these different areas and seeing the hoods of Africa, like nothing scares me. I'm good. Trust me, I will be just fine when I get to these markets. I will make sure to take somebody who can protect me. I'll make sure to go at a good time and I'll make sure to stay in a high price area outside of where I'm investing when I go and speculate in these houses. But I plan on stepping up my real estate investment game this week. I get back and I am planning on closing on something by the end of the month that is cheap. And even if I don't start even if I don't start redoing the property this month, next month, by next year, if I get enough of these small little properties that can be redone, I can go and get the construction loan and have somebody build those properties up for me. And that's what I'm going to do. It doesn't have to be New York. It's America. Anywhere in America is good, is what the man was telling me. He's going to just do some business in Louisiana, in New Orleans. Any place in America is good. You know why? Because everything is in dollar. So at the end of the day, I come back with a renowned focus to my country, to the United States of America, because America birthed me. Jamaica is in my blood, and my heritage is Nigeria. And I plan on making a stop in each place and putting down something in each place, even in Jamaica. I plan on going to Jamaica and actually um, seeing what's possible out there. Maybe I can set up a nice little bed and breakfast. You never know, honestly. But that's for a later time. I feel Africa is the frontier now. Africa is where everybody's going. I mean, enough Jamaicans came this way. A lot of them have come this way already. A lot of Caribbean people are here because even their money can do a little something out here. So to be honest with you, I really feel like if you're a Black person looking to invest in property and looking to actually build something, you come to Nigeria with your US dollar, with your UK dollars, your pounds rather, and you you automatically put yourself in the top 1% just by coming with that converted currency. And the people here, they smile every day like nothing bothers them. But when you sit down, when people start to get to know you, that gentleman shared what he shared with me today because I told him I was leaving. And at the end of the day, I really valued this gym. And he said, "You really like it? You really like it here?" And I was like, "Yeah, I love this gym. You know, this area is great." He's like, "Not this area, this country." And I'm like, wow, he's about to let me have it now. The same way that that young billionaire son let me have it. It was like, yeah, I'm taking you out all night, every night. But at the end of the day, we ordinarily could not afford to do this. And that's when I realized, like, yo, I am blessed. Like, I have to keep that in the back of my mind every time I come to Africa. I have to keep it in the back of my mind that, like, I am truly a blessed woman who comes here with the power to purchase and the power to maneuver however I want and do what I want and eat where I want and hang with who I want. And that is something that I had to work for. It's not like I could just do it. If I didn't have the dollars, if I didn't have the converted currency, I wouldn't be able to do that, right? So I need to go back home and be Black and excellent like how I was used to 4 or 5 years ago. I guess something happened to me, you know. I guess when I went through all the things I went through, losing my fiance and all that stuff, it changed my whole perspective on wanting to give my time and work. But what I realized is like I don't have to invest in the states. I can invest in cheaper states outside of New York, and then I can invest in Africa and make that same money without having to feel like I'm breaking the bank. Now New York has hit the fucking ceiling, and the way it is, I see so many listings. Like I went to go find some properties for my clients. When I get back into New York, I have clients that are looking to buy, and there are so many properties on the market. People are looking to run out of that place. Um, but then there are also people who know the value of New York and know it will come back, and they're looking to invest as well. So it's kind of like you got to hedge your bets. You have to have the New York property working for you, and you also have to have the down south properties, and you also have to have the Africa, and you have to have your bed and breakfast in the Caribbean, and everything is a big portfolio, and there's moving pieces, but at the end of the day, you're getting paid. And that's how real estate is. And to be a real estate investor, that's what it takes. Um, and investors, I mean, I don't even like to call myself an investor. I'm just a person buying a couple things. These investors are investors. When I say my friend Dami, she literally she literally has people that are calling her from UK every day to check on their shortlets, which is a sublet. They call it shortlet out here. To check on their apartments, to try to sell properties. Like she has someone who's going to consolidate from 6 properties down to 2 properties because he's in the UK and he doesn't want to be bothered. He's taking the 2 that make the best rental income and he's taking that money out so he can liquidate a little bit. And just all that real estate activity she's doing, and she's not even making that much of a commission. So in her mind, she could do this same work in the US and come back and do back forth, like how I'm doing the back forth, back forth. I'm happy to help my people. I'm happy to help my people go back forth, back forth. I'm happy to recommend her to a real estate company that I work with. And I'm happy to recommend Yanu to one of the corporate companies that I work with and let them sponsor their visas. It doesn't cost me anything to just put my friends on. Now, there was a gentleman when I first got into Lagos. He's a friend of my friend in Sierra Leone, wanted to pay me $15,000 to come to the States. But what plans did he have when he got here? And I can't marry you, sir. So what you need to do is apply for a job that will sponsor your visa, and maybe I can make a recommendation on your character, but I don't know you. And I felt like that man was just on his scamming shit. I felt like he wasn't really getting money like how he said. 15,000 is a lot, but it's not enough for me to marry you, bring you to the States, and have to be responsible for you. At least when I bring my other friends, I'm not bringing them. I'm making recommendations to companies that can sponsor their visa, and they're well mannered, well behaved, and super fire and super gorgeous too. Dami's gorgeous and Yanu's gorgeous, and something about being good looking in corporate America, they care about that shit, and in real estate, they care about that kind of thing, depending on where you're working. So I feel my people are a shoe in for this here get money culture of New York and Miami and Chicago and Washington D.C. and the DMV area. Like my people can come and they will make their money. Even in Atlanta, they will make their money. My people are stark business people, and so I'm very excited to put my people on. They deserve it, right? My people deserve to be put on like anybody else's people deserve to be put on. I mean, people do it. I see people do it with. I see Jewish people in Brooklyn do it with their Israeli friends all the time. Bring their Israeli friends over here to get sponsored by some company to come and work. Sometimes they just come and work at the real estate company and nobody even like you have to be a real estate agent. I think you're supposed to be from the States or the state that you're working in. But people will make exceptions for talented individuals. Anyway, that's my overall assessment on like let me just be grateful to get my salary. Let me just go get my salary, stop complaining about it, and let me make that money already. And come out here and do what is necessary to be the best, be the most excellent. And I feel that I will get married in no time. I have been seeing and interacting with the best men here. Um, and it's just a matter of time before someone sees what is this beautiful a black beauty's glory and puts it on a pedestal. Even the gentleman I hung out with, he really does like me a lot. He really does. I just think that he's concentrating right now on solidifying his next business venture. But he's of age. He likes me. He's handsome. Like he's not a pretty boy. He's a handsome man. And he just has this way that he carries himself, which is so sexy. Like I want to drop name, but I cannot drop name. He is just so fire. And to me, he comes in such a itty, like he's not even a big man. He's like maybe 5'9", but he just comes in such a fire ass package. His soul, the way he talks to me, like he gives me dad vibes, and I love that. I love when men are like authoritative to me. I love it. Like when they really mean it though. Not like when they're trying to shut me down on a Sunday morning talking about I've been very disrespectful on this trip. Now what the fuck are you talking about? As far as I'm concerned, I paid to be here and I'm not feeling like I'm entertained. That's a whole different type of situation. I'm talking about when a man is authoritative because he knows he has a gem to drop on you. He knows he has something to teach you, something to show you, something that makes you better. This gentleman literally, he sat and talked to me. He really got in my head, and I just was like, wow, I haven't had this in a long time. And just the way that he cared about me over the last couple days, and just showed me that he cared. And now he's at some royal party in Abeokuta, I believe that's how you say that. But it's glorious. Nigeria has it is the African giant. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. A Black Beauty is out. Peace.